Hello YouTube, Reddit Math here, and welcome back to the Red Estate. So, before we get started on this week's mission, I think we're going to pop over to the guild, and I'd like to break one of my own rules and spend a little bit of money on these level 0 guys before they have proven themselves. Largely our Jester Lovett here. I think I want to get him Slice Off and Battle Ballad. And then Vane should probably be okay from there. I'd like Abyssal Artillery as it's preferable for me, but I think we could probably do without it. Who else can hit the back row then? That's going to be kind of annoying, but he can pull. You know what? Let's go ahead and pick that up and then just reassign the skills. We'll trade out Weakening Curse for the Abyssal Artillery, and then likewise on Lovett, I am thinking he doesn't really need to do all that much dirk stabbing or soloing. We're going to have him at the back, buffing the party and providing some additional bleed. The missions available to us are honestly a little sparse. We got a lot of level 5 missions that cropped up this week. I really do wish that they would re-examine the algorithm that chooses missions. I mean, when your highest level guy is level 2 and you're thinking to yourself, man, I really need to go to the Warrens this week because I'd love some portraits because that's all I need. And then the only option you have there is for a champion mission. Kind of rains on your parade just a little bit. And at some point you end up not really making a decision about where to go. You're just presented with the only real choice is this one, and that's the place you end up going to. Alright, enough ranting about that though. We're going to go ahead and make a party out of Poussin, Hoyer, Lovett, and Vane, which is going to be certainly an interesting party comp, but I think these guys could do some good things together. We're going to be sending them into the Weald on a medium mission, which I'm also going to be breaking one of my own rules about. As I previously said, sending level 0 guys in here was a terrible mistake. I did kind of learn my lesson about the number of shovels I brought the last time I tried this, though. So we're going to go ahead and step that up to 3. And then what am I going to do here? Maybe like 3 of those and 2 of those, and then we're pretty much done. That should be good. I think that'll be just fine. Go ahead and get these guys started. We've got some room battling to do here, and hopefully our map is going to be kind to us and not give us anything too horribly spindly and twisted all over the place, so that we don't have to do all the backtracking in the world this time.
Corruption has soaked the soil, sapping all good life from these groves. Let us burn out this evil.
You know, as Weald missions go, this is about as good as you can hope for. We're going to have to do a little circle up here, then backtrack for just a little bit. We'll have one more room of backtracking there, and then it's a straight shot through the rest of it. Not too bad. Can definitely live with that. The last sort of disastrous mission we had into here had a much worse setup with some really ugly backtracking leading to a lot of very nasty stress. That's nice. 50, he could heal. I guess this is his best attack. Doing 2. That's fantastic. You're really showing me how valuable you are. Okay. Harvest can hit both of them and get a bleed on one, so he's going to be saying
Prodigious
goodbye.
size alone does not dissuade the sharpened blade.
2 to 4 could just barely not get the job done. Yep, that's exactly what I was hoping for. They can give disease now? As if these little bastards stunning and having 60% protection wasn't enough. They also inflict rabies. Wow. Alright. Fine. Rabies it is.
Confidence
I'll take
surges
care
as
of
the
him.
enemy crumbles.
And then... one... dastardly grave nibbler left to go. Oh, come on now. Just die, you little bug. He actually can't hit him at all. And he can miss a corpse, which is hilarious, if not for how sad it makes me. Oh. That's certainly something I wouldn't mind seeing re-examined, is the ability to miss corpses. I've talked about it before. It just seems very silly. Okay. Fiend fell. Faint hope blossomed. We are moving on. And our first room is going to reveal not the greatest thing, but we did surprise them. I'm pretty happy with surprises. This abyssal artillery could do some real work, like 2 hits of that to kill. I'd be very stoked. Nice, and the double bleed. Apparently, the RNG gods heard all of my whining and decided to hand me a very straightforward fight where all of my attacks proceed to crit and all of my damage over time proceeds to proc, except that time. That's actually too bad. That would have killed him. Of course, that can also do the job.
Give them no quarter.
Lovely. Mark. Not the worst thing in the world. He actually goes for it, if he even got a chance to go for it. So their attack is going to be to mark my leper. That's pretty much what they were capable of doing there. He can self-heal, get lots of resists. He can stress heal and gain protection. Or gain, I guess we'll just self-heal. It's the one with the most opportunity to be a long-lasting effect after this fight is over. He's just regaining a little bit of HP.
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
Alright. I feel like they have done some things with the skills to make characters a lot more self-sufficient with self-heals in the current build of the game, which may very well have been a response to some of the player base who had ended up in situations where they, kind of like I did earlier in my playthrough before finally running across an occultist, but where they had found themselves in situations where they only had one healer, and they felt like they had to bring that healer on just every single adventure. Before long, that healer would greatly outlevel everyone else in their party. Now, I've never really felt that way. I didn't feel like every party needed healing necessarily. Ugh. Your stress is really getting up there, guys. Both of our level 0 guys are freaking out right now. Which is kind of exactly how things started to go wrong
Slow and insidious killer.
the last time we were here. And don't you worry, I'm the farthest thing from overconfident. Could you maybe not? Okay, thank you. Feh. We'll feh you too, man. Okay. Get a little bit of light back. And pretty straightforward fight. Another surprise, which I am A-okay with. Let's see if we get some early bleed on these guys, and we can. Do an abyssal artillery for the back row, and that puts her down to 5. Let's go ahead and miss. I was gonna say let's go ahead and see if we can't take her out of the fight entirely. Alright. Probably should have attacked this guy, but oh well. Eldritch push. It's not the worst thing. I think Levette can still do his gestury bleed attacks from right here. Really, she is about the only thing he could be attacking, though. He's the one that really misses out. I could bolster from here. Let's try that. Maybe our leper will be able to take on the cultist brawler on his own, and Vane can definitely deal with her all by his lonesome. 1 HP. So close, and yet I can't do anything with this guy from here. Okay. Sacrificial stab? Ooh, for 9. Not gonna say no to 9.
This expedition at least promises success.
We are already getting very, very full. Sometimes the shuffling party members around is like the most awkward thing ever. Okay, got that done. We do have a shovel we could bang on this thing with. Unlocked, but it could still be trapped. No effect. Okay. It is trapped, and I got blighted. Okay, let's just remove the blight. Stress is already freaking out. What am I supposed to use on unlocked chests? They're unlocked, so they don't need keys. Shovels can usually be used to bash open locked things, but again, they're unlocked, so apparently they don't need that. Obviously, I have the power of the internet. I could look these things up, but some of the self-discovery is fun. Alright. And we are back to our starting point. Not super excited about this. I feel like the last time we were in the Weald and things went horribly wrong, it kind of did start, like, there were 2 big moments where the momentum shifted. One of them being when I opened a curio with a character and that was already pretty stressed out, and my thought was, like, I'm gonna camp any second now, so disregard all character stress. Like, just throw it out of your mind. It's gonna be fine.
Be gone, fiend.
And then I end up getting stressed out by a tent.
A trifling victory.
Which is also not
victory,
something I
nonetheless.
exactly expected. And that pushing a Hellion to be abusive.
Packs laden with
Nice.
loot are often low on supplies.
I think our pack is pretty full of supplies, actually.
Nature herself, a victim to the spreading corruption, malformed with misintent.
And as our Hellion became abusive, that just sort of led to a spiral on other characters. And then finally, a poor decision to not explore one of the rooms due to it having a thorny thicket in the way, and me not wanting to experience the stress of having to dig my way through it. Alright, 2. It's not going to kill either of them, really. But 1. Okay. 1 more. Let's try to get... Oh man, that was not nearly enough damage. I was going to say, let's try to get him in range of a bleed being able to finish the job. That clearly did not happen.
For the slightest lapse in concentration.
Okay, so what does that mean for us this time? We need to be keeping a closer eye on our stress, as we may or may not be able to affect the whole where thorny thickets appear and whether or not we are forced to go through them thing, but we can... Nice. We can modulate the point at which our stress is high enough that we have to say, alright, it is time to stop and camp and de-stress ourselves a bit. Alright, he's out.
A victory.
Got 1 fungal artillery. I'm also totally digging that he slid up there. Let's go ahead and heal him for 9, which is pretty decent, I must say. Oh, I didn't... Man, I forgot the trinkets this time. I do have a cleansing crystal. That totally would have been worthwhile on him. I just realized that. Silly me. 7. Let's go ahead and Our front line can deal with him. Our back line can deal with this guy. I'd rather that not blighted, but what you gonna do? Chop. Man, you guys are hitting... he has 25% protection, 15. Man, like, did they give everything protection in the current build? Is that kind of where we are? I'm gonna do 4 more. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. And then he's losing 10. He's lost 5. That's not the kind of healing I was hoping for. He's taking 3. Good, good. All we need is 1 more hit that does more than 4 damage. Jesus, man. 2. And swing and a miss. Of course, very little our Jester can do here. I guess maybe that's why you want to keep like a dirk stab on him. Pusin, you are about to get yourself fired from this little merry band we've got going here. Also, you have consistently healed for 1 like every time there, man. Okay. A little bit harder than it should have been, to be perfectly honest, but we eventually got rid of it. 500 gold does sound awfully nice. However, I guess it makes sense to swap out an emerald for that. Oh, sweet. And a very, very, very early clear, which I am totally okay with. It means that we can abandon this anytime we need to. But we are still fully loaded up with supplies. So let's instead push on and, you know, completely regret that decision almost immediately. That was actually my plan there. Let's get you to the back right away. Get nibbled on by a maggot. That sounds terrible, by the way. Okay, he can sacrificial stab from up here. Of course, it does 2 damage, but it's something. I don't really want to rampart, so let's bolster. And then I guess we'll have to move the occultist. Well, Jester got stunned, so that takes care of that. Go ahead and revenge with him. The accuracy buff, I feel like, is just necessary after that last fight where we decided to miss practically every single attack. I could, of course, go back and watch the replay, but I think he might have actually missed every attack that he took. You know, we may end up getting totally roughed up by a band of maggots and deciding that it's best to retreat right after this. Okay, one of them down.
How quickly the tide turns.
Too many crits landing here. Yeah, I think we're probably going to end up with a camp to de-stress as much as possible, and then a trip back. Let's get him back to there. Alright. Turn 3, our party order is now sorted out. That's terrible. I think a combination, 1, of me trying to power through it. I have buffed your accuracy, and you just do not care. Okay. 1, me just trying to power through it on the first round, combined then with some pretty bad stuns, some pretty low damage as well. Okay, good dodges, good dodges. And now, it's only going to do 1 to 2. Yeesh. 1 to 2. Yeah, this is just real rough. Alright, you're totally on healing duty then. 10 is significantly better than the 1s we were doing in the last fight, so I will take it. 4 to 7. If he can connect, he can kill anything he hits. Good dodges again. Okay. Can hit from there. Okay. Down to 1. Not the greatest. also stunned. Probably going to be worth it to do this. Interesting. Clears all corpses, you know, except that one. I'm assuming that the corpse of the guy that we pulled is what got left behind. Like, the fact, like, he died and after the corpse clearing had actually happened. Alright, well, I tell you what, we're not going to need torches anymore anyway. Let's go ahead and get into this next room, camp, and then see about turning back. Yeah, well, there goes the last of our shovels anyway. As we get up here, we'll pop one more torch in case there is a room battle inside. There is not a room battle inside, so we'll just make a nice, quiet camp.
A moment of respite. A chance to
We brought way too many supplies on this mission, huh? Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Alright. Super de-stress a companion. Sounds good. All companions reduce stress by 15. Also sounds good. All companions heal. Self-reduce stress. I'm really looking for a targeted stress reduction to use on the jester, but nobody has one. Well, that is very unfortunate. So I guess we'll just toss out some healing. This is basically in case we get ambushed, is all that's going on right now. Okay. Go ahead and rest here. Yep, last log. Reminds me of that time. Totally got it.
As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
Torches, food, bandages. Got 1,000. I'm just taking a little stock here. Yeah, I think this is a good enough haul to go ahead and head back.
The agents of pestilence will yet be driven from our woods.
You probably could have pressed that a little bit further, but I'm just thinking the amount of money we'd spend de-stressing guys would probably compensate for any real value we'd take out of it. I'd still say that's a pretty decent haul. We got over 9,000 gold. Some pretty decent heirlooms there. And then these guys, quick reflexes, which replaced second wind, manslayer, runes explorer, but he got tetanus. Aw. Natural swing and inu. Oh man. Okay. Well, our Vane here is a little sad, but besides that, things turned out pretty okay.
I remember days when the sun shone and laughter could be heard from the tavern.
Alright. All in all, a pretty successful mission. We'll pop over to here and see if there was anyone we wanted to pick up, but there is not. I've already been kind of thinking about this. We're probably going to be actually heading into the ruins to deal with the necromancer apprentice on our next mission. Of course, it would be the time that all of these lovely level 1 missions have opened up for us to have gone to instead. But oh well, we'll deal with that next week. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, feel free to subscribe for more videos daily. Leave a like or a comment if you have anything to say about this or any of my other episodes, and I will catch you guys next time.